What's up, metal and heavy music fans? It's Flight of Icarus again from metaltrenches.com. As always, please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because there are plenty more where this came from. Today I've got a quick opinion for you on the new album from Norwegian black metal vocalist GHAAL, perhaps best known for his work previously with Gorgoroth. That is, until a name dispute between band members similar to what happened with Immortal led to him and King of Hell branching off to create GodSeed, who then in turn played their final show in 2015. So now GHAAL is back with a new project called GHAALS WYRD, and this is their debut album, GastiR, Ghosts Invited, via Season of Mist. Now, first and foremost, I have to say I'm really impressed with the level of variety on this album. It's not something I really expected. GHAAL and company have crafted an interesting collection of sounds and textures from across the black metal spectrum. We've got more traditional, straightforward black metal tracks like From the Spear. I have to say, I love that guitar riff. It's really nice to get some actual hooks mixed in amongst the usual ominous chords and howling vocals. And the outro on this one also has a very just haunting feel to it. And speaking of vocals, we've also got some moments of clean singing scattered throughout the album. This is similar to what we've heard from GHAAL previously, again with Gorgoroth, but other reference points that popped up for me were like early Borknagar or even Shining. These aren't generally my favorite moments on the album, especially like Carving, the voices and the speech in the self come off just for me a little bit dull. It does add some dynamics to the album overall, but ultimately, my favorite of these is Ghosts Invited, because that one has just this certain hypnotic quality to it, and even gives off some kind of proggy enslaved vibes. Vice du Hiv is also interesting with its chanted backup vocals and very Immortal-esque guitars. The last few minutes even take a turn into kind of Rotting Christ territory, with the more folky atmosphere, layered vocals, kind of just epic feel, and a pretty righteous guitar solo that just seems right out of Saki's wheelhouse. But personally, for me, I'm more partial to straight ragers like Through and Past. I feel as if GHAAL's forte has always been pure bloodlust, and as such, these moments really shine through on the album. I can scarcely get through those parts without some serious air drumming. All in all, this is a pretty solid album that really exceeded my expectations. I went in kind of lukewarm after hearing the initial singles, but since hearing the thing in full, I've had a hard time putting it down. I've had it on repeat for a little while now and quite enjoy it. I give it an 8 for enjoyability. Again, diverse, pretty engaging stuff, but there are some parts here and there that get a little bit repetitive, get kind of dull, and sort of drag the energy level down, at least for me. I give it an 8 for musicianship. It's pretty typical black metal performances, but there are a few surprises thrown in, and it's composed pretty darn well. And I give it an 8 for innovation. It's not shockingly new, but it does manage to develop an identity that stands out, especially in 2019, but even just in the larger pantheon of black metal releases. So all of that averaging out to, really difficult math here, an 8, B-. GastiR Ghosts Invited is out officially on May 31st, but you can actually hear the full stream of the album early on the Season of Mist YouTube page right now. And before we close out, I also just want to say this has been a very heavy black metal end of the month. 2019's been a year that's left me kind of wanting more black metal. There hasn't been a lot of it to honestly just catch my interest. There have been a few things here and there, but it's been pretty few and far between. And so suddenly at the end of May, we just got this like deluge of really solid black metal releases. So I also want to recommend to you checking out the new Mistherming, Veil, Cluda, and then there's also the kind of contentious matter of the new Deathspell Omega. And since I've done my review on that one, I've heard some pretty intense opinions on it. Of stuff I wasn't even fully aware of. I think I'm going to end up doing a separate video with sort of a discussion on that, but we'll see what happens. In any case, those are all out right now, and I will leave links down in the description for you to make your own personal decisions on them. But that'll be it for now. Again, please do subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Follow us on social media. We're everywhere. You can't escape us. And also, if you really want to support us, we have a Patreon page. You get some extra perks depending on what tier you're at, but that is a thing that you can do. And also sign up for our mailing list. That's the easiest way to make sure that you don't miss any new content, because I send out an email personally every Friday. But for now, this is Flight of Icarus signing off. I will see you in the trenches.